good, the bad, and the odd. They do go on.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd. We're your hosts, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
So we are now in 2025. This is our first recording in 2025. Wow. Okay. And this is a free pick you picked. And we also just remember we completely forgot about the comfy chair, which I think we did last time as well. So it's been a while since
but it's been a bit due to Christmas and real life events.
Yeah.
So.
And what we just discussed is we're probably going to do next show. We'll probably just do a one-off comfy chair episode, which could be kind of a review of 2024, but I'm not that fast. But it's more about catching up with because we watched a lot over Christmas too, so there's all that. And we also discussed we might also talk a little bit about David Lynch on that show too, because we just had the news yesterday, wasn't it? That he's passed away, and man, that's the loss of a great artist to the world, really. So I think we're going to spend a bit of time talking about David Lynch and some of the stuff that we particularly like of his. We are fans, aren't we? I'd say certainly of some of his works. We're both fans of, but we will talk more about that next time. But we also pay our respects to the great man. Okay, so this particular show we're doing Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which is your choice, right? Okay, let's. We're gonna spoil this. I think it's fair to say.
I do recommend seeing it. It is very fun.
Let's talk about general opinion, and then we'll get into spoilers, and we'll also talk about maybe the other films too. Right? Okay. So general opinion. What did you
really like this? This is a good third entry of a series. Yeah. It seems to keep improving film to film, in my opinion.
Okay, my opinion is different. I really like this one. This might be my favourite, so it kind of ties. But I found 2 a bit of a mess. Okay. I found it quite hard to follow, and maybe I just was tired or something. I really like 1. In fact, I was happy to watch this on the strength of 1, whereas 2 I felt was kind of weak for me. But you know what? I kind of want to rewatch it because it could have been I was tired. I like the Jim Carrey stuff in 2, but the rest of it just felt a bit by the number. I can't explain it. It's just a bit contrived to work around Jim Carrey, almost. Yeah. No, I don't think it's even his fault, though. I don't think it's anything like that. They just thought, Jim Carrey was good in the first one. Let's get more of him. And there was even more of him in this one, and it was just funny. It was just funny as hell. It was, so I personally, I like, after all 3 films, I like the third the best, but it sounds like you do too, right?
Yeah.
If you think they're getting better and better, but you think 2's better than 1. And so on. That's interesting. The thing is, I can remember the first one quite distinctly, but I cannot remember the second one that well. So I've got a feeling I might have been tired or something when I saw it. This was a lot of fun. Okay, so spoilers from this.
You had your warning. You enjoyed it. If you want to go off the basis of what we said.
As we record, it's still in the cinemas, so you got an opportunity. But it'll be out in 3 months on some streaming platform, won't it? But but it's a really fun, exciting, and I'd say rewatchable. Really, you've seen it twice, haven't you? I've only seen it once. But
I saw it once solo, and then friends invited me to do a watch along. And because they are big Sonic the video game franchise fans, so they were able to point out a lot of little Easter eggs that I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, I wouldn't know any of these. So. I didn't even understand the end, the post credit scene, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Right? I didn't even know who that character was, for example. Now, all 3 have been directed by Jeff Fowler. This is no exception. Many writers on this, including Jim Carrey and Ben Schwartz. And James Marsden. It feels like everyone. Oh no, sorry, I'm trying to read. Yeah, sorry, no.
That's saying
it's written in a way to suggest that loads of people are right.
It was written by Pat Casey, Josh Miller, and John Whittington.
Yeah. One of the things I like about this series is I think James Marsden's really good in it, and we should see him in more things. Really, Marsden. He's pretty good, and I just like. The voice work from Ben Schwartz as well,
and all the voice work for the the characters was really good. Like
yeah,
the animated
the thing
characters.
is, Keanu Reeves is a little not monotone, but his delivery is fairly underplayed, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think I
others.
may need to show you some clips from Shadow in the games because that's
He's
kind of
like
how Shadow talks.
I have heard people's opinion of it is, wow, that's a really good Shadow. So I respected that. I respect that. I'm not saying he gave a bad performance. I understand he really did his own work and has specifically done a good Shadow. I do like Idris Elba as Knuckles, though. He does make me laugh quite a lot. For various things. Jim Carrey knocked this one out of the park.
Oh, yeah.
So as well.
We didn't just have Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, the Eggman. No. We had him as his grandfather, who, again, something I was told in the games, only appears posthumously in like video recordings. So they changed a bunch of stuff around for this.
Okay.
Plot-wise.
Okay. This, apparently, number 3 was announced even before number 2 was released. They had that much confidence. That's kind of cool. I love the fact they went hardcore in London in this one, didn't they? I mean,
they went nuts.
The cityscapes were pretty much London. Even the post-credits, the sort of early end credits were all graphics of London and stuff, and the Tower Bridge and the London Eye and all of that.
A lot of Sonic like zipping around London doing touristy stuff.
Yeah.
I do like that thing that it consistently happens in the films. Whenever Sonic goes to a place, he does all the touristy stuff mid-fight. So,
and it was even released in England before America, I understand. At the Empire Leicester Square. So they loved a bit of England in this one. I don't know why in particular, but they did. It shows you that Carey's still got it, right? When he wants to do it, he's still got it. I know he's kind of semi-retired.
I love that Sonic is currently the only films that Jim Carrey has made for the past, 5-6 years.
Yeah, because before that, he came back for Kick-Ass. He was quiet for ages. He came back for Kick-Ass 2, didn't he? I remember that.
And then kind of said he
didn't like the violence. He didn't like the violence.
But then 2020, he's Dr. Robotnik. And it's okay. That's it. He's done. He's no longer going to be making films. Sonic Hedgehog 2. Okay, he's back again as Robotnik. Makes sense. Yeah, he's retired though now because it ends with Robotnik seemingly dying in the giant robot.
Yeah.
Sonic Hedgehog 3 rolls around. Nope, he's back, but not once, twice.
Yeah, indeed. I do like his. What happens with him in the end of this one, actually. But
I have no doubt that in spite of what happens, he'll be back for Sonic 4.
Yeah. Hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, he really makes the film, I think. That's not quite true. The entire cast made the film, but Robotnik is the cherry on the cake, really. He gives
it's Jim Carrey carrying it up. And there's a bit where Robotnik gets his head shaved. That was real. That he grew his hair out and had it shaved on camera.
It looked real. It looked totally real. I was wondering because I was looking at it saying, "There's no way they could do that in makeup. What they'd show it, unless some sort of really clever CGI. I couldn't work it out." I actually also noticed in this they're talking about this place, Guardian Unit of Nations, or whatever it's called. The whole vibe around that and what happened with Shadow and stuff like that really reminded me of Monarch. And how they treat Godzilla and stuff. I felt like they were riffing on that. Is this story got a basis in the games, or is this just...
So this is a loose adaptation, from what my friends tell me, and what Wikipedia is also saying in front of me now, is based on Sonic Adventure 2, which was Shadow's appearance. Okay. They've added some stuff from later games, but this is an adaptation of Sonic Adventure 2 specifically. The whole stuff about Shadow being an alien, not in Adventure 2. That was revealed in a later game. So they're using not the retcons of games set after the story to influence the story and give it more bread.
One thing that was kind of interesting that they didn't really pick up off on the script, unless I missed it, is we see Shadow develop quite a relationship with Gerald's granddaughter, isn't it? Is that right? Have I understood that right?
Yeah, so that is essentially Robotnik's cousin. So this
cousin. I was wondering if it was a sister or something. I was kind of confused about that, but it was cousin. Okay.
Yeah. This is again something from the games where Eggman has a whole monologue about. It's like, I never knew my cousin Maria, but everyone talks about her, and they ignore that I am actually still here.
Yeah.
So,
bitter. Okay. Okay. So basically, we get some fun stuff. I'm trying to remember some of the fun stuff. I do remember there was quite a lot of fun music throughout.
Yeah. And they used a lot. Well, it's Junkie XL, so it's going to be some fun music.
I heard 99 Red Balloons, I think with different words. I heard there was a bit where they were in it's like a restaurant, and there was like a Japanese version of another pop song, and I can't remember which pop song it was, but it was fun. It was really fun. I have to say, I occasionally got confused between Sonic and Shadow, because there's a bit where they're glowing yellow, right? Near the end.
Okay.
And they look really similar.
The Supersonic and Super Shadow forms are very similar. The only real distinction is Shadow's still got his red parts.
Okay.
But it is two yellow hedgehogs beating the shit out of each other.
I was watching the rings around his wrist, actually. Okay. And what we find is Sonic is kind of bit... Sonic's landed. Sorry, Sonic. Shadow landed 50 years before.
Yeah.
But caused some devastation, which means he's been in suspended animation. But something has reactivated him, right?
Yeah, something
woken him up
into his prison, and he woke up.
And he's full of rage because what happened
he's
to
angry.
Maria?
It's been 50 years.
Because as far as he knows, he's alone on the planet, and
his one friend was killed, and he was put in suspended animation.
It's very
he's
sweet.
not had time to get over it.
Yeah, and their relationship is very sweet. She's like showing him movies. She even takes him outside at one point to look at the stars and things like that.
Oh, okay. This is one of those references that I didn't know. So the end of Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic and Shadow fight a big monster that comes out of the gun that they fight in this movie.
Okay.
That monster movie that they're watching is it's like Fear the Bio Lizard. That's the monster.
Because I was thinking, I was watching it thinking, they've done a parody of Godzilla here, haven't they?
Yeah.
Or Mechagodzilla or something.
They have, but they also put the monster from the game into the movie in a nice sort of cheeky way.
Yeah. So basically we see Sonic having fun with Tails and Knuckles.
Yeah.
And they're good there. Is his birthday. The word Earth with B on the front.
It's the first day he came. It's the anniversary of the day he came to Earth.
Yeah. With Tom and Maddie, so that's James Marsden. Who plays Maddie? I've forgotten the actress's name. Let's just check that.
It's Tika Sumpter.
Tika Sumpter, of course. Yeah. That's kind of.
It's cute.
It's cute.
They're
and at one point, they're like saying, life's so good. But then Sonic actually says, we've got to go do this. Are you on it? Yeah, hell yeah. It's so boring around here. They're both like, hell yeah, I'm on. Stuff like that. And we also found out the headquarters of Gun are in London. That's why all the action's in London, really. And I have to say, at some points in this film, I was thinking, this feels like the ending. And I looked at how long was left, and it's 40 minutes. So it's like, no, this isn't the ending. Yeah. I thought this was too short a film. But it does. The action keeps building and building and building, doesn't it?
We start off with a quick fight with Shadow, where we get a nice demonstration of him being, as he is supposed to be, the ultimate life form. He can he's fast enough that it appears that he's teleporting instead of just running.
Yeah.
So he's much faster than Sonic. And is
he? I thought he was almost as fast as Sonic. I misunderstood. I thought he just had much more broad skills.
This is something I was told. Those bracelets on his wrists and ankles, those are power limiters. That's why he took them off at the end and pushed the space station out of.
Oh, okay.
So he can be much stronger, but he's limited himself or been limited.
Yeah, they try and the thing is they're in Japan early on, aren't they? In a restaurant, and they're talking to an elderly colonel of Gun who's telling them
has been in the previous two films and may have died in this scene.
Yeah, he probably did. right? Because we don't see him again. But that's where Shadow turns up and wrecks the place. This is the bit I was talking about where there's a band playing. The band members are wearing these odd costumes. Again,
this is a thing from the games. There's these like little. They're not as big as this. They're like maybe a foot tall at the most, called the Chows. They're just like little cute sort of mascot characters that hang around. But they put them in the film as like a themed cafe.
Yeah.
So they use the excuse to we're not going to look at a place here with Team Sonic's just sort of sitting at a table.
So basically, he tells them a bit about Shadow, but then suddenly Robotnik's robots attack, don't they?
The egg drones show up.
Someone
blow up
comes
the place.
Some mysterious guy on a motorbike, because he's wearing a shaded crash helmet, comes in and kind of starts taking the robots out and then leaves again. And we see it's old Robotnik Stone, isn't it?
It's Agent Stone, Lisa Luke.
Yeah, I do like the relationship between Agent Stone and Robotnik. It is super funny. Some of the stuff. He obviously is in love with Robotnik. It feels like, basically, and he'll do anything.
Okay, now this might invite a lot of other questions, but I'm convinced that at some point there was going to be a reference to a fairly famous Sonic YouTube video where Eggman just goes, "I miss my wife, Tails," and it's just like an out of nowhere like dub thing. And I was convinced that they were going to do it on this, where like he starts to sort of pine after Agent Stone at the end,
and he did. Right?
He kind of did, but he didn't just flat out go. Well, no, he didn't say like the same words.
Okay,
like, he did it in a different way, but he didn't say what.
So basically, there's this attack. This is where we think the old Colonel snuffs it.
Does.
And we also see that Agent Stone is that motorcyclist.
And just before he dies, he gives Sonic a key. A key card. Then
they track down Agent Stone.
They track down Agent Stone, who's like, "Yeah, I'll let you catch me, because we need to figure out who's stolen the Doctor's egg drones."
And they eventually
get to see the state of Eggman.
Oh man, he's really let himself go. He's slapping his belly a lot to music. He's got this massive mad hair. I mean, really long, really. I don't care. He probably had a load of hair extensions, right, to make it look. He can't have just grown it that long. It was way too long. And he's got his massive moustache, beard, and then basically they go see him, and he's like. As he's... Oh, I should mention he's watching a Spanish soap opera, isn't he?
Yes, with an actor in it.
That we recognise.
I'm glad we watched Ted Lasso before this.
Yeah, he's in Ted Lasso. It's Danny in Ted Lasso.
Yeah, Danny
one of the footballers.
Rojas.
Really upbeat, joy in all life, kind of. He loves his football. He's a great actor in that, and it was really fun to see him very briefly in this as well.
Yeah,
and he even gets Robotnik even kind of copies him at the end, doesn't he? Some of his dialogue, because it's all in Spanish. I should mention. Anyway, they decide to team Robotnik.
Robotnik's angry that his drones have been taken, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna chase whoever did this down because they've took my stuff."
Yeah.
So I'm just like, well, I guess we're working together.
Okay. And he needs a new suit, but it needs taking out. And this bit, I did laugh out loud at this bit. At one point, Agent Stone says, "I haven't even gotten the material to let this out." And Robotnik's saying, this needs altering. Think Elvis in the 70s, kind of. And Robotnik just literally rips the front of his shirt off and says, "Now I've just found some." And gives it.
What I like is Stone doesn't put on another shirt. Through the next scene in a bit, like the whole sequence, he's just wearing a jacket over a bare chest.
Yeah, and Robotnik gets his outfit. What happens next?
They go to the gun facility.
Yeah, which is in London, right?
No. This is the one in the middle of the desert.
Oh yes, that's right.
So they use Sonic's rings to sort of teleport there.
Yeah.
Because Robotnik can tell where all his robots are, and he just sees a stack of them in the middle of nowhere.
So he goes, it's a disused facility, isn't it? It's a disused one.
And they get there, and Shadow starts taking them out one by one.
Yeah. Shadow's a nightmare, and we actually see, what's the name of the woman who works for Gunn, the lead soldier? Oh, I've forgotten her name.
Director Rockwell? Kristen Ritter.
Yes, Director Rockwell. That's it, yes.
Yeah.
Director Rockwell is leaving, and she meets what she thinks is the commander, the older commander.
This is a separate scene.
I've
this
got
is the whole abandoned.
Do you want to say what happens?
I'll lead over. So Shadow starts taking them out one by one, except for Robotnik, and we find out that is because someone assisting Shadow is Gerald Robotnik, Robotnik's grandfather. Robotnik's first name being Ivor. I'm just going to call him Eggman from now on.
Yeah, call him Eggman.
And he's been using Gerald Robotnik's been using Eggman's drones to catch his attention, so that they can use Shadow to complete some villainous plan. And Eggman, having been deprived of family his entire life, first off, they have a bit of deduction where he slowly figures out that, this is my grandfather, and then they figure out ways to prove it just through extreme intelligence. And they even have a fun little sequence where it's like, well, we're exactly the same. It's almost like we're the same actor in a movie.
Yeah, yes. There's a bit of meta referencing in this, isn't there? It's the same actor playing different parts in the same movie. There's one a bit later where they're talking about a power glove that made me laugh too. I'll mention that.
And so they Eggman immediately switches sides. And he's like Jones on, and they walk up on Shadow and Team Sonic, all tied up, and he's like, double the villain, double the fun. Yes. And they escape in their giant crab robot.
I love this crab robot flying ship, whatever it is. It's really awesome. It reminds me a bit of the craft in The Watchmen that Night Owl uses, but it's even more awesome. It's kind of a big crab, basically, right?
Yeah, it can kind of just power through stuff, but it's mostly just a pod that they fly around in.
Yeah. It's
and
really
they're
cool,
this is where Gerald Robotics we need to go to London because that's where the other key is, because they take the key from Sonic.
Yeah, and that's where I got confused. I'm conflating the two areas, aren't I? So they go to London, and we also see Maddie and Tom are in.
Maddie and Tom are doing they're trying to find stuff to fill time because they're bored, and they're like, "Wow, we picked up these hobbies. How's your sewing going?" And she's knitted 5 different jackets. How's your baking going? It's loads and loaves of bread.
Yeah, they're
just sat and then Sonic and Co come through. It's we need help. We need to go to London. And they're like, "Yep, we'll help. Please give us something to do."
Yeah. But we also find out that the plot is to steal this green crystal that is basically a massive power source, right?
That's number 2. So
no, but the green crystal's mentioned here.
Yeah, it's part of it, but it doesn't come up until after this whole sequence.
Oh, okay.
So they go to London. They they break into both sort of factions here break into the gun headquarters. So we've got Sonic and Co, who are doing this big elaborate sort of heist thing, and Eggman, who just kind of wanders in. Yeah, he wanders in, and then they do an amazing dance sequence to.
They're in a room. Well, we got to mention they're in a room full of deadly lasers that could chop you up. But our Robotnik's come up with a suit that just deflects it, and he's got one for his grandpa too.
Yeah.
So they're basically in a room in these weird disco, 70s jumpsuits, basically, full of lasers.
Yeah.
And then
they start dancing to Galvanize.
They start dancing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I just really...
I've seen people be like, how's a 60-year-old Jim Carrey doing the best Running Man I've ever seen?
Yeah. And it is funny because, him and his grandpa don't look that different, but there's just enough for his grandpa to look significantly older. Right?
Yeah.
It's just enough. It's quite amazing.
And they, I should say, they both have a consistent trait of licking the spines of their associated Hedgehog.
Hedgehogs to get a bit of a zap.
Yeah,
right?
it like gives him a hit sort of thing.
Yeah.
But Gerald seems to be much stronger because he licks it and then is able to dance the same as Eggman.
Yes, it's quite amazing. I've forgotten the sequence.
Now we get a whole bit where Tom.
Tom and
Tom is disguised as the old general, and he's running away with the card.
Yeah. But before that, we see Tom and Maddie convert themselves to their.
Her sister and her
husband, just to give different faces, and it's funny because Maddie adopts the persona of her sister and gets all feisty to get in, right? Just by shouting down the security guard, she somehow gets into this place. It just made me laugh. She said, "God, that was great."
Then Shadow finds the old guy who, and as we've seen in the flashback, he thinks ordered the killing of his child friend, Maria.
Yeah, but it is Tom, right? It's Tom disguised
as him. It's Tom disguised as him. Shadow proceeds to beat the stuffing out of him.
Yeah.
And Sonic runs into this scene.
Yeah.
Just as he turns back into Tom.
Yeah, he kind of zaps him, doesn't he? Shadow?
He hits him with this blast of what they describe as chaos energy.
Chaos energy.
So it doesn't sound good. But yeah, so the Sonic is now furious. Shadow and the Robotniks have teleported out, and they've activated I can't remember what it's called, the Eclipse Cannon. This massive vehicle that was hiding under the River Thames.
Oh yeah, we see a massive spaceship thing erupt from the River Thames right by Tower Bridge. That's kind of interesting.
It's big enough that it would have displaced the entire river. Like, it would have come out and been like a tiny trickle.
And
down.
when old Gerard Robotnik is in this, they built it exactly to my specifications and all this kind of stuff. It's really hard. I mean, we can't really do Jim Carrey, but you gotta be aware that almost every scene
Jim Carrey
is amazing.
Owns every scene. Multiple times over, because again, he's in it in most of the scenes twice.
And he's funny. Both of the characters are really funny. And coming up with all sorts of things that I've forgotten a lot of. But
at this point, they abandon Agent Stone. They'd just leave him on Earth. It's I don't need you anymore. You're sacked. But he also does a funny thing of you will need to continue to work for me until I can clone you.
Until I can clone you. Yeah. But I never want to see you again. Or something like that.
Then we get Sonic, who's now furious because his adoptive father he thinks may potentially been killed. The last we see of him for now is he gets wheeled off in an ambulance.
Yeah.
He goes and gets the Master Emerald.
Yeah. I just want to mention when this sort of tragedy happens to people, you can see it in Shadow. He's been triggered of memories of his little friend, isn't he?
Yes.
What happened with his little friend. So it's kind of, you can see that the seeds of doubt are growing in him, even though he's all about the revenge for what the planet that did, killed his little friend.
Yeah. Basically. And this is where we find out the actual plan. Eggman thought it was use the gun to essentially take over the world.
Yeah.
Nope. Gerald is going to destroy the world.
He just wants to destroy.
He wants to destroy the world that took his granddaughter from him. And Shadow is on board with that for now.
For the same thing, right? For the same reasons. But I'll once he explains the plan to Robotnik, he's like, "Hey, Eggman!"
He immediately
you crazy?
Yeah.
I should have mentioned in one of the scenes. There's this thing where they've got different. They can vary gravity in different areas of a room. That was kind of funny. It did make me laugh quite a bit.
That's in the gun base, and they use that to their advantage a lot. So
I did like Jim Carrey crawling across the floor like a slug. Whilst one of is it director was doing the same, trying to race to this key. But they're both stuck to the floor by high gravity. It's kind of, and they kind of orchestrate it like it's an exciting chase, but they're really just crawling across the floor.
Yeah,
that was funny too. Anyway, sorry, go back to where you were.
So Sonic now has the Master Emerald and goes back into his super form, which we previously saw at the end of Sonic 2. where he cut the head off a giant robot and disintegrated it. He then flies up into space as spears through the I keep forgetting the name of this vehicle, the Eclipse Cannon.
It's like a giant jellyfish.
It looks like
structure,
a
right?
jellyfish, but then like an Eggman face shows up on the front of it.
Yeah,
like they unfurled that as well. But he like spears through it and grabs Shadow and starts like attacking him. But in the middle of their fight, he gets knocked out of his supersonic state, and the Chaos Emeralds are just sort of stood there, and both Hedgehogs run for it, and both get their super forms.
Okay.
So we get a bit of a
glowing gold here, and that's the bit I was talking about. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
It became a bit like, how Transformers, it's just two robots hitting each other.
It's just like two vaguely metal-coloured robots, and it's just the more colourful one is the good guy.
Yeah.
It's just two yellow hedgehogs beating the tar out of each other.
I have to say, the whole vibe of this is very kind of fun kaiju. I know they're not giant monsters.
Yeah.
But the vibe of the whole thing is a fun kaiju movie.
I do quite really enjoy in like more cartoony media whenever someone with super speed starts to use their powers to a full extent. Like in the DC animated, whenever the Flash gets like furious, they use it by like punching them infinitely far around the Earth. Yeah. And they do a bit of view from the Eclipse Cannon of the Robotniks watching, and you can just see like yellow lines sort of zipping around the Earth as they're fighting. It's like, okay, this is on a far bigger scale. I
have to say as well, just another point, as well as like kaiju, there was another kind of franchise USP I was feeding the vibe of, which is Jim Carrey's antics as Robotnik. Looney Tunes. It was Looney Tunes. It was pure Looney Tunes. All the way. It was really terrific. Because
it's at this point that the Robotniks start fighting. Yeah.
It was kind of almost a more athletic version of the Grinch. Jim Carrey's work with the Grinch, wasn't it? It was just doing way more physical stuff.
Yeah.
As well as the funnier sides and the faces and all of that. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Okay. So the Robotniks start fighting, and they do some fun things with like giant metal gloves, and they like make fun of it. It's like, oh, I haven't seen that since Green Lantern.
Yeah, that's the other metal I was going to talk about. When I hate watched the Green Lantern in 2011 or whatever it was.
Yeah, and then Gerald is like, "Oh, saving this for Comic-Con, but whatever," and like starts attacking. Eventually, they grow. They form like insect appendages.
Gerald's a scorpion, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Eggman's Prime Mantis, right? Prime Mantis. It's mad.
Yeah, but it's a bit mental. But Sonic and Shadow kind of wear themselves out and crash into the moon.
Yeah.
And they have a bit of a heart-to-heart because they're both exhausted now.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you want to do this? It's not like... whoever you're doing this for, like, would they want this? Sonic relays a bit of advice he'd heard from Tom earlier. I can't remember what it was, but he uses that, and that reminds Shadow of Maria, and that's how we get Shadow on the good guys' side now.
Yeah, Shadow joins the good guys, and so everyone apart from Gerald's on the. Eggman doesn't want to destroy the world.
Yeah, Eggman doesn't want to destroy it. This is usually how the Sonic games go, by the way. Eggman starts off the fight, but when by the end, he's always on the same side as Sonic. Because there's
that's really good. They managed to be that consistent.
Here's where they kind of reenact a meme that was going around for a while. Because people were like, nah, there's just like a little bit of audio that people were using. It was just someone going, man, this was perfect. I can't think of this being any better. And then some Sonic music starts playing. And they did that. They did that. They started playing Crush 40's Live and Learn as they did they dapped each other up and like both turned into their super form.
Yeah.
And it's like, gotta go fast, and took off to fight a fleet of robots that had come out of the Eclipse Cannon. And that's where, first off, Gerald, it seems like he's killed Eggman. But then Tails and Knuckles show up and show that they've saved him from being spaced, and Eggman jabs the Sonic's spine that he had up Gerald's ass, which launches him into the Eclipse Cannon's engines and just kills him. Yeah. Like, he just kills his grandfather straight up. He's like, that's nothing to worry about now.
Yeah.
Just carries on.
Yeah,
the cannon's already firing, so they've got to stop that.
Yeah, it's and then they kind of start working together. Well, like you said, old Shadow takes his
So they stop the gun not before it chops a part of the moon off, but Shadow takes off his limiters and starts pushing the space station out. Sonic and Team Sonic almost die falling back to Earth.
Yeah.
Eggman stays on the station to try and turn it off, and he leaves one last message, just like, "You're the best secretary a guy could ever have, Agent Stone."
Because he knows he's gonna die. Right? Yeah. It's basically floating in this giant fireball on a little platform, isn't he? And leaving a message, and he live streams his last message, isn't he? He says, "If I can't rule the world, I might as well save it," or something.
Yeah.
Along that. But
which I do always like it when villains do that. It's like, I'm now a good guy, sort of.
Yeah.
And then the ultimate sacrifice. It seems the cannon blows up, but Shadow and Robotnik seemingly don't make it.
Yeah.
And we end kind of where the film began, with Sonic and Co. doing a race, and it's clear Sonic's going to win, of course, but it goes straight to end credits after that. And we get the fun little credits like you were describing. It's all pixel styled, so like same as the old games used to be. Except now Shadow's there.
I have to mention, I do love the very final words of Robotnik. It made me laugh out loud again. He basically says, "I've only got one thing left to say." And I thought he was going to do the Kurgan. I thought he was going to say it's better to burn out than fade away, because it was so perfect. Yeah. He says something even funnier. He goes, "It's been a real drag. Thanks for nothing." It just made me laugh. Hilarious. Anyway, go ahead. We get a mid-credit post.
Yeah, we get a mid-credit scene of Sonic finishing the race in New York, but then Metal Sonic shows up. Yes. Now, Metal Sonic, in spite of how this looks, where it kind of seems like a Terminator sort of thing, Metal Sonic is in the games normally just a robot that was built by Eggman.
Okay.
It just happens to be particularly competent. But this one has a bunch of them show up. And then Amy shows up and takes them all out with
Amy. I didn't know that character. Amy. Okay. I have to say the robot Sonic again made me think of Kaiju, Robo Godzilla.
Yeah. Now I'm actually quite surprised how close to the gate, because there's a lot of differences between the designs of the films and the designs of the games. But Metal Sonic was really close.
Yeah,
he really good.
I recognised it from somewhere. So yeah. So Amy shows up and Sonic's like, "Who are you?" And it just ends.
She smokes and then it cuts it black.
So,
but there is actually an additional scene at the very end.
Oh, I didn't say that long.
Where you see one of Shadow's the rings that he took off, just lying in the dirt, and then you see his foot lying next to it. So Shadow has survived.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I imagine Shadow.
He was going to be coming back anyway.
I know he was because the last we saw of him, he was pushing the giant exploding ship away. So presumably you'd think he'd get absorbed in that. Because if it was near enough to the Earth, it would have destroyed the Earth, right? Or
they make it clear. It's like, what will happen if this destroys it? This blows up here. He says the atmosphere will burn and it'll rain acid, but otherwise not too much wrong.
It'll melt your face off, but otherwise all right, and I'm not surprised Shadow's because he's got amazing powers, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was that. I mean, it was really fun. It was really fun. Like I say, I enjoyed this way more than 2. I need to watch 2 again. I really do.
I think you
quite
do.
Like fun.
I think you just weren't having a good time when you watched 2.
Maybe I reckon I might have been tired. I'm just going to get out my letterbox review. See it. that might change. I can't even remember anything about 2. That's the other thing, which makes me think maybe I was just sleepy or I fell asleep or something. I don't know. I don't think we ever covered it, did we? We covered Sonic, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
So
No, because I think I just moved at that time, so we were.
Let's have a look. I gave it 3 out of 5. Not very high, but, And I said, "Oh, it's taking forever to load." So right, okay. Let's fill the air with something. Oh my goodness, this is so slow. I don't know what's up with this. It's usually pretty fast on Letterboxd, but it's just been weird and I've just got swirlies. So. Oh, here we go. Oh, well, I didn't write much. Incoherent plot and a lower ratio of jokes per minute of running time that make it a bit of a slog. And I didn't give it 3. I gave it 2 out of 5.
Wow.
I must have really not liked it or something. I don't know. But I'm willing to give it another go because I enjoyed the first one and I really enjoyed this one. So, and the reason I was happy to do this one when you mentioned it was I really enjoyed 1 and I was willing to give a pass on 2. And I quite like seeing Carey and stuff, and you don't see him much anymore.
Yeah.
Well, like you say, you don't see him in anything but this. Yeah.
And Carey has already said that he's open to the idea of returning for a 4th film. So.
Great. Yeah. Well, it needs him. It needs him for sure for this to really work as well as it does. It'd be very hard not to do it without him.
Now again, I'm curious what they're going to do because I have played some Sonic games. My friends are like, "Oh, I wonder if they're going to do Mini Planet," and I'm like, "The fuck's Mini Planet?"
That's
that's how Amy got introduced. It's like that's what. And so there's a lot of ways that this could go now.
Oh yeah, well Amy's just turned up, so she could drag all of them to whatever that realm or story is, right? And Robotnik's always gonna. Something's gonna,
because apparently
there's gonna be a ring or something, and he just fell through it.
There was the Knuckles spin-off, which I still need to watch. But apparently there might be another series of that, and apparently Keanu Reeves has said that he wants a spin-off.
Okay. So what? When you say it's a spin-off, what is a TV show?
Yeah, the Knuckles spin-off TV show.
I didn't know about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It was mostly just him and the guy he left the Chaos Emerald with, who has been in the other movies, but it was such a minor character.
That's weird because Knuckles is great, but he needs to be the straight man to someone goofier, doesn't he? Really, to work that well. Ah, okay, but there is a series. Okay, cool. All right then. Shall we rate this?
Yeah.
Or any last thoughts?
No, I'm excited to see where this carries on to. I hope they use more Crush 40 music.
Yeah, I did like the music throughout this. I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was really fun and definitely worth a watch. And the time flew by. Though it was weird because I was thinking, this feels like the climax of the film, but I felt like I haven't even watched that. I feel like it's just shot by. But when I looked at my watch, it was like, oh, it's only been on for an hour. That's why it feels like it's gone so fast. But it builds well. It doesn't. I'm not saying it kind of keeps thinking you've got to the end and then
we forgot to mention the montage of the Robotniks hanging out.
Oh yeah, that is amazing. There's one bit where I thought they were going to do the Grinch.
Yeah, well, they kind of did.
Well, they kind of did. Grandpa was dressed up as Santa Claus, right?
Okay, so because this film came out, it was released on the 20th of December or something like that. Yeah. A lot of the posters are just parodies of Christmas movies, including The Grinch.
Okay.
So if you look up Sonic the Hedgehog 3 posters, almost all of them are some variety of parody. So there's one for National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, for example.
Oh, okay.
Elf, there's all sorts. I do encourage you to have a look up of that.
Actually, you know what? The whole Christmas bit in this was kind of similar to Elf as well. I felt there was a bit of Elf But yeah, the montage was amazing. You're quite right. We forgot that. The funny things they're doing together, where Grandpa's teaching him to ride a bike, for example.
Yeah, I'm convinced they were like, okay, here's like 5 pages of script. Go nuts, Jim.
Yeah, and he just did all this mad stuff, and it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah,
yeah, that was great too. Yeah. Okay, all right. I'll tell you what. I'll score first, if that's all right. I give this a solid 4 out of 5. I think it's a really solid film, and I'm looking forward to seeing it again. Actually, I feel like I haven't bought any of these, but I feel like if they produce a trilogy box set in the future on Blu-ray or 4K or whatever, I'll probably buy it.
Yeah.
And just watch them all 3 one weekend or something like that. It feels like that's a good time, right? I mean, that's a good afternoon's entertainment. But yeah, I did enjoy this one a lot, and it's quite a strong recommend for me. How about you?
Yeah, again, highly recommend this. I give it about an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, do watch this in any capacity you can.
Yeah. Yeah, and I believe it's doing reasonably well in the cinemas, which is good news.
Yes.
It's certainly probably the most interesting film outside, I don't know, Nosferatu that's around.
So it looks like it's made triple the budget, so it has turned a profit, definitely.
Oh, yeah, they'll be doing one again, won't they?
Yeah.
And apparently there was a video game tie-in called Shadow Generations.
Okay,
apparently.
So there was the Shadow Generations game, and there was DLC that had some of this in. So instead of being like regular Shadow and having regular Shadow's voice, you could play as movie Shadow with Keanu Reeves' voice.
Oh my goodness, I've just read on Wikipedia, I don't know how true it is, but it says this will be available on streaming platforms from the 21st of January. So we're recording this on the 17th.
Okay.
In 4 days, it's available on streaming platforms.
Interesting.
I'll still be waiting for physical media myself.
Yes, physical media is king.
Yes. But even so, it's a good time. It's a good time. If you haven't got to see it and you didn't get to the cinemas, you can stream it really soon. But the cinemas is the best place for this sort of thing. Especially, a big spectacle film like this. Definitely. Anyway, all right, let's wind up there. We did take a fair break over Christmas, because it's Christmas. But we're back to regular recording, so we'll have something out next week. But like I say, we were kind of discussing, probably next show would be just a comfy chair. We might do a bit of a roundup of 24, maybe the best films of 24. But we're not going to make a big production of that. And we'll also be talking about David Lynch somewhat, I think. So kind of a half-assed ending, starting here thing. That's what we'll be doing next. All right, then. So bye from me.
Bye.